Legion's call is around the corner, and everybody in the cabal and this community think about what is the guys, the figures that we got in this new wave, the Necronominus. So because I'm a super fan of this line, today I do a special show. We do some prediction or speculation about this upcoming new wave. And to do this show, I have two amazing customizers, two awesome artists of this community, and they have the same first name, because today I got two Eric at the same time. One is Eric Miller, and the other one is Eric Lebron. So guys, thanks to be my show, thanks to join up with me, and thanks to all of you to join with us in the show. So, welcome,
bravo, bravo.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Eric. Eric number
it.
1, Miller, is the second time on my show, and Eric number 2, Lebron, is the first time ever on my show. And I decided to put you in this show because I saw some of your custom. Wow, you are another freaking awesome artist, man. So I'm happy to have you both in the show. To Eric with the two amazing talents. So guys, let's start. This show will be a 60-minute show. So everybody, there is also 1-6 shooter. There is, I try to share the comments. Let's see if it's possible. I don't know. I click, but it doesn't work. However, there's something wrong in my mouse, maybe. However, thanks to 1-6 shooter, I saw the comments. If I'm able, I try to share the comments, because also the people that watch live the show, I try to watch also in the other monitor to take care everything works. But also the people that watch the show can pick something for the wave, for the upcoming Necronominus. Let's see why I can. There is. We lost.
Hey, and now it's just my show. Hi, guys. How we doing? What's really going on? Welcome to the Allen Show. So I'm your host, Eric Lebron, and I guess we'll be talking about the new wave.
Guys.
And we're back.
Yes. The problem, I told you, guys, maybe I told you in the past with other, maybe I don't remember if I told with Eric number 1 this stuff, but in Italy, we have a Jurassic connection also in the night at 2 a.m. with the new hours, because tonight in Italy changed the time. So we got 1 hour plus. So let's see if I'm able to share the comments. That's right. Calvin Seymour, welcome to the show. So welcome to the show, 1-6 shooter. Finally works. So the problem before was because the connection is so Jurassic, is so slow in Italy. It's awful. But we are ready, guys, because it's time to do prediction. Also, the guys in the chat, they can put their prediction, because it's time to run the show. So let's do once again the share, because I need to go to the SuperShow to have a bigger help to subjection for this prediction show. Because let's take a look. We know that we have two factions probably in this wave. You know, the Necronominus is the main, the faction of the bad guys, and the Etheron, no? I hope the pronunciation is correct. So let's see which character we have so far in the Necronominus way, stable faction. Because you can see we have just only skeletons, Agnon, skeletons, skeleton, vampire, whatever is this guy. Skeleton. So it's time for the first pick. I won't hear the first pick. And there is, at the same time, Rick Jones says from the chat, I predict armored skeleton. I believe that Rick is a wise man, because obviously skeleton, armored skeleton is an easy prediction. However, there we go. Let's move for the Eric number 1. And right now, the number 1 is Eric Lebron. So I try to confuse also both of you. So Eric Lebron. Give me your first pick for this wave.
The first pick for the Necronominus wave, I would like to see some type of an undead ogre, like an ogre with like rotting flesh, where his bones and skeletal system is showing through his skin. Something that's definitely come back to life after it's been killed in battle. Something like that.
Okay, Eric Miller, what is your pick number one?
Is this like if we had our way, what would be in the wave? I mean, it's obviously I don't have like a character that I think is going to be in the wave, but I mean, I really would like to see some sort of like trying to think of the best way to word it, like a spectral kind of character, or like maybe a phasing character, maybe someone that's not completely clear, but someone who has like clear or translucent parts, but also solid parts as well, as if they're kind of like phasing in and out of, like our reality or vision or something like that.
Nice.
Oh, Eric Miller almost lost my pick, almost got my pick or steal my pick maybe, because yes, this one maybe is more just an hope than a pick, because I want ghost in the line, ghost, and not zombie, not skeleton, ghost. So I remember last time when I did an interview with Eric Miller that you showed me the Haunted Mansion character, a guy with a top hat. I remember the guy, Ghost, something like Ghost, no?
Yeah.
So I want to see something like that, Ghost. Maybe with, not like Agnan that we got a full, I love Agnan, I have Agnan in my project, but not only a full transparent character. Maybe a guy with something transparent to give us the feeling of a ghost, but also with some pieces real, because I want something about that. Maybe imagine a wizard ghost, something like that. I want to see something similar. Now let's see also the prediction for the chat. This one is another one. Another easy prediction, by the way. Skeleton horse with a skeleton head. In my opinion, also a full skeleton horse, probably.
I'm hoping that's almost a given.
It would be cool to see a full skeleton horse. I don't know how much they could put those parts to use in the future, but it would be cool.
Absolutely.
It's also because we need you are a wise man, Eric Miller, because yes, remember I learned English with wrestling. I discovered the word wise because Paul Heyman in the wrestling show is called many times wise man. So I understand this word. So nice, the new word that I learned, so I repeat many times. However, this is crazy. But yes, we need to thinking also about that they need to reuse the parts. It's a good way also to try to do a right prediction. So another prediction is about Calvin Seymour. And by the way, guys, if you're in the chat, if you're new on the channel, don't forget to hit notification bell, like and subscribe, because almost every week a show. And by the way, it's not related with Mythic, but it's a little promo. The next episode of my show is November 7, 3 p.m. Eastern Time with the Transformers Hasbro team. Save the date. But back on track, Eteron Griffon Mouse. Let's see. I think it's difficult to get this character, but never say never. Jones says a skeleton Minotaur. This also is another difficult to believe that is possible, because that means a lot of new tooling. So I don't know. Also, let's see. Maybe a skeleton version of Apharius. I don't know, but let's see.
That would be interesting. I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
Have a skeleton centaur.
But they need to reuse that in some way, like you mentioned before, Eric Miller. But now the second pick is I try to put you in trouble a little bit. I say almost only that. Eric, give your pick, and the first of you that start to say is the first Eric now. Eric Lebron win the competition of the Erics.
Yeah.
I would being that the Necronominus wave is revolved around like the undead and everything that's skeletal, and it's almost a given that you're going to get more of that type of character. I'd like to see more of a character base of figures that kind of revolve around that type of genre, whereas like you need more of like dark lords or like dark wizards and stuff. I would like to see some sort of like a warlock or like a dark female spellcaster to come with this wave, something like that.
Cool pick.
Would that
Your
be
pick, Eric Miller?
what's that?
Your pick now. It's your turn.
Well, I was going to ask him, would that be something like Thrace from the Poxus wave?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, but obviously for the that works with the Necronominus and works kind of side by side with Death, whoever our Death character may be.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, kind of like a right hand man or woman to his lead.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So another thing that I would like to see that's maybe kind of interesting is I would like to see Hagnon, but I would like to see Sir Hagnon, before he died, when he was on the army for Etheron.
Yes.
I think that is
absolutely.
That is really possible, in my opinion, because we saw this stuff before with Horsemen. We remember what happened with Baron Voligar on Artemis in the Lithia Wave, So that is possible. A 2.0 Agnon before to become a transparent guy. So I think that this is a smart pick. I think it's possible. In my opinion.
It's a huge part of his story that he was once a heroic knight on in the faction of Etheron, and then died and became enslaved and is in the Necronominus army now. So I think that he's a prime candidate. I think it would be really cool.
Absolutely.
And I want to take a look also in the opposite faction, because obviously we need to also to take a look at that. So let's see. Cosmic Legions, faction and character. Legions of Ethereum. Let's see which guys we have so far in this, because I don't recall right now. So we have a lot of knights. So that means
all the knights with no faces.
Yep.
Exactly. Except for Gwendolyn, Dolphina, Gadget, some female character, and also Sir Gideon. So my pick is a smart pick again. I think we got some knights. So I think I pick a knights. Which type of knights? I don't know. It's probably. I think a knights with a new sculpt, with a new head sculpt, maybe with something new part.
Yeah, we're definitely due for a new knight hero type character, almost like a Magnus. A newer head sculpts like that to go with the knight bodies or the actual characters themselves that they want to introduce like a 2.0 version of some of the older, Galeron and stuff like that. Some of the older characters. I think that would be a great idea and a great addition to the Etheron.
My pick is about something new, head sculpt, also new body parts, something really new.
Yeah.
A new library for the knights, I think. My pick is that. I think it's possible.
I think forearms and lower legs. We're in desperate need of new forearms and new lower legs. That would be knight-like.
Yeah.
For example, to me, I'm a customizer, but not for Mythic Legions, for WWF Hasbro figures. In Mythic Legions, I'm a customizer for the storyline, because I do stop motion series. I have a big project that was a chess game in the beginning. I built a chess game with Mythic Legions with this chess board of 5 feet 11 inches wide, so really big.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. That was awesome.
Yes, exactly. And the same time I created the stop motion series related also with the chess game. But now the chess game is not only the chess game; the project expands. So I create a storyline and also something that could be played. So by myself, obviously, because it's possible. It's impossible to replicate this stuff because it's really big. So I'm more looking for, not just for, to me, it's not really important for my standpoints, have new forearms or legs. To me, it's really important have new head. To me, for example, the Deluxe Legion Builder wave was an awesome wave with new heads. To me, it's more a premier character, premier figure. Also, a Deluxe Legion Builder, there may be a less paint job with a new head. For example, the Power Configure is something that a good figure, but not for me because they are a repaint, speaking of the head, no? So I need new head, new character, especially character that fit in my storyline. Because in the Epoxy wave, for example, for Elithia, I got almost then. The only one I don't got was the Elithia 2, the Artemis 2, because I don't need two characters with the same, two figure with the same character, only one. But for example, in Poxus, some character demons or the genie or Poxus himself don't fit in my project. So for my project, I hope to have a more new end. But let's see.
Yeah, I could almost say it's a guarantee we'll probably get some new type of head sculpts with this wave. I mean, almost guaranteeing it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
There's too many characters that don't have.
Let's see
faces,
some production also for the
way too many faceless characters, especially in Aetheron. I mean, it's just like it's ridiculous how many there are.
Let's see which prediction they got in the chat. Rick Jones says a leech. Night Builder. Some guys repeat the same. A new dwarfs. I love dwarfs. Dwarfs is a race that I like, but I think it's difficult. Got some dwarfs in this way. What do you think about it, guys?
I think if we're going to get a dwarf, it's probably going to be that Justin tribute, the Justin Johnson figure that they've already shown.
Yeah, that's I was thinking exactly the same thing.
Or maybe a dwarf skeleton too. I mean, that's something they haven't done before.
Yeah.
So dwarf skeleton is possible.
Yeah, I was thinking if they released some type of like a dwarf character, I was thinking more in the scope of like a dwarf like a dwarf demon or like a dwarf like ghoul type character, something a lot different than what we've seen before. I mean, obviously, like I said, they're probably going to knock our socks off at G-Con with the reveals, but it's like you kind of try to imagine with the existing parts library where they're going to go with this wave. But like I said, every single time it's just like they totally blow everybody's minds right out of the water. So it's you could imagine as big as you can.
Will be some surprise. I think it will be some surprise. Like was the Dragon Seer in Poxus, for example, the Dragon Seer of the brute scale, two big surprises last year.
Yeah.
Tarnok, for example, is a big surprise in my opinion. The last wave.
There's another whole scale and thing that we kind of don't even really think about is the brute scale. How they can utilize the brute scale within these new waves, and especially this wave, how they can use that. Like I said, making a ghoul or something like that in a brute scale, or it's just or a lich like they just talked about. I mean, there's all kinds of different ways that they can go with it. So. But like a dwarf scale, I would think more of like a smaller type, like a demon or some type of minion of some sort, rather than a quote unquote dwarf character.
Calvin says a repaint of Arakagor. I don't think that fit in this way. In my opinion, a dragon. Maybe we see something in the future.
I don't see it coming, but I think Arakagor is like one of the coolest figures that they've come out with so far. So I'd take another one.
If anybody can figure it out, the Four Horsemen can. That's for sure. I mean, they could twist any of their figures into anything that they want and make it gold. I mean, that's just how good they are. So, like I said, we'll see, man. We'll see.
Absolutely. but now we are here to do prediction or whatever. In any case, so. We need to take our risk to do something good, something wrong. Let's see. So I want another prediction by Eric Miller.
One of the other things I'd like to see that again is another important part of the Aetheron faction that's kind of underrepresented, are the angels. I mean, they've been established in the lore, and so far we've gotten Gadriel, and that's it. So I think it would be cool to get another angel character.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it'd be really cool.
This is another smart pick, in my opinion, because with the answer of Eric Miller, I understand that he knows really well the philosophy of this line, also the thinking about the Horsemen. We know there is something will be something totally unexpected. About that, I'm sure that will be something totally unexpected. We can wonder about it. But this one is another good prediction, a possible angel character, because it's something that was done only one time. So really good. Eric Lebron?
Another one for the Necronominus wave. I mean, I know we've obviously, like I said, skeletons. It's always about the skeletons. And really, when you're talking about the undead, you can never have enough of them. But unlike the last couple of releases of our beloved skeleton legion builders, I would like to see a fully fleshed out bear skeleton from head to toe.
Oh, cool.
I mean, no armor, just a straight up skeleton type legion builder to army build just a legion of the dead kind of thing. I think that would be a great legion builder. Something that would be in the legion builder price point as instead of like the deluxe builder. But a fully fleshed out skeletonized legion builder.
Looks like also if you watch I try to show it meanwhile when I talk like that. Yes. So looks like that in both factions, looks like we haven't so far ogre size character, no? Because in the Eternal we haven't that, and also in the faction of where is Necronominus, we haven't ogre size. So in my pick, because of that, I think it's possible have an ogre size skeleton, in my opinion. Because they never do that before, so that's possible.
Yeah.
So my pick is that, because it should be really cool, by the way, see a huge, gigantic, imagine also with the armor, right? Like the normal skeleton legion builder, but ogre size character, armored skeleton with a new helmet, maybe a helmet with some spike should be cool.
Yeah,
should be interesting. See something.
Yeah.
I'm not huge on the ogre scale, but I do think an ogre scale skeleton would be quite rad.
Yeah.
Why you are not huge on the ogre scale, Eric?
It's just a weird scale. I like some of them, but not all of them. I mean, I really like the dragon-looking ones, so like Arakagor and Kragnar from Cosmic are awesome.
Yeah.
And the new half giant is a really, really cool figure when you get that accessory set on him.
Yes.
Yes,
but
I did
I
the review. I did the review for that one a few days ago.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome set.
Yes, only play with this set created by Nate Birch. Wow, it's super cool. This ad, this pauldrons, this shield, awesome stuff. Yeah. I think this character, when you build the character with the ogre body, needs a name. This character, because it's charismatic. It's a guy like a main character in the line. It's super cool. I love it. It was one of my. To me, for example, I'm more excited for that. No. I was more excited for that reveal than maybe some character for the power contribute, because that one was super cool. This gigantic Viking.
Yeah. I have to agree in a way with Eric that on as far as like, I don't really have a real not coming from a customizer standpoint. I don't have a real love for the ogre scale bodies or whatnot. I mean, I love the figures in hand just as they are, especially the new one that came out with the Nate Barch set. I mean, that barbarian builder set is just amazing. When you put all the parts together with it, it's just an amazing piece. And like I said, just as a standalone right out of the package figure, it's great. But as a customizer, I have a real difficult time working with the ogre scale bodies to try to kind of figure out something to do with them, and I find it real difficult to paint a body that size and kind of make it look good. Or I don't know. It's I'm kind of on that threshold where I'm trying to learn new ways to do, different paint techniques to make things, pop a little bit better and more. But I'm still having a real tough time with working with the ogre scale bodies. So I tend to look more towards the 1.0 or the 2.0 bodies that are my favorites to work with. But I do agree too, the Rakagar and like the scaled version bodies with more of like the scaled skin where it's got more textures that you can work with instead of like smooth skins. I'm definitely looking forward to trying some stuff with that because that's going to be a lot of fun.
So I believe that also paint and customize a troll is more harder than an ogre, I believe, because more bigger.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've dabbled a tiny bit in the airbrushing aspect of it. So a lot of my work is all paintbrush. So I'm imagining it might be a little bit easier if I did it with an airbrush, but it's still that's still a huge learning curve for me to get through before I could start really doing anything where I'm actually putting out a piece of work utilizing an airbrush.
Eric Miller, you have in the same page, I believe, for that.
Yeah, I mean, I use an airbrush quite a bit. I've been trying to cut down on it recently, but I've done a couple customs with the ogre scale. One of them is one that I'm going to be showing next week. I did an ogre scale one, and I did use a lot of airbrush on it.
Speaking of reveals that I'm excited about.
Yeah. It's going to be cool.
We have a teaser for the people that will be next week of LegionsCon. A teaser by Eric Miller will be something good.
Yeah. But
I remember your speaking of over scale, your Krang Android body that you did with
Yeah, that's the other one that I did with. And honestly, I didn't really change much of the body on that one. I mean, I modified the torso to fit the Krang in, and I painted, the boots and the armor. But I mean, all the skin I just left factory.
But what's the reason why you keep my attention with that? Because I saw that on the Cabal. Wow, the idea was awesome to use the ogre body because the helmet was perfect to give us the vibes of the
what an outstanding way of looking at that and bringing that more like such a nostalgic character to life through a Mythic Legions figure. Is just that character is just mind-blowing. Even to today, it's just ridiculous how good that is, man.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that.
So let's start for another picks. We start with Eric Miller now. Give me your other pick.
So my next pick, it actually other Eric kind of touched on it a little bit. So he was talking about how he'd like to see a full skeleton Legion builder. I was kind of thinking in the Legion builder realm, definitely would be a deluxe thing. But again, I did my homework for this. I'm not huge on lore, but I read a lot of the lore to get up and get some ideas for this. But in the Necronominus faction, you have Scaphoid and you have Clavion, right? So there are two different colored skeletons, and in their bios, it talks about there being more of them. So like Clavion's supposed to be like born of blood or something like that, and then the Scaphoid is like a poison skeleton. They talk about having more of them. So we've just got Scaphoid and Clavion so far. I thought it would be cool if they did a Legion builder where it had armored parts like armored forearms, armored torso, armored lower legs, just like skeletons normally have been, but maybe gave us parts that were red for the Clavion-like skeleton and parts that are green for the Scaphoid-like skeleton. And that way we can army build one or the other. And I think it would make sense to make it 2.0 since Scaphoid and Clavion are 1.0. So you could differentiate it further.
Yeah.
Cool. Another good pick. Eric Lebron, your next one?
I was thinking more on the Aetheron side. I know the birds are one thing, and then of course you've got your angels. I think I would like to see an anamorphic type hero character added to that line. More of like your fuzz monks or something of that nature. But yeah, almost like a Thistlethorn, but maybe in a 1.0 or a 2.0 scale. Who knows? I mean, there's all kinds of possibilities, even an ogre scale or the brute scale. But adding some type of animal hero character to go along. I can't imagine that the entire faction can only be led by the one bird god of Aetheron. I mean, he's got to have some type of animal characters to go along with him, I believe. So I think that would be a real cool addition to that wave, some type of hero animal.
I'm agree with you. In my pick is close to yours because I think for this faction they will use the brute scale in some way, probably to do something like you mentioned. So some animal or eagle character a little bit bigger, maybe in the brute scale, not an ogre size, but a brute scale. I think is possible.
Yeah.
To explore because obviously they will explore this body part of a brute scale again. But we need to don't forget another new body that was revealed in the second wave of Cosmic. I forgot the name of the wave. However, we remember the gray alien that was slim and tall. That can work, in my opinion, for some undead character. In my opinion,
I think that body type could be a great body type for the Necronominus wave for some type of ghoul or some type of ghoul character, something that's just demented and just stretched out and just, I mean, with elongated parts like that. That's just, I mean, it's terrifying looking at something like that. It's just, I think it'd be a great addition to the parts library, reimagined into, like you said, a Necronominus style figure.
I was actually going to bring that up because I've had some talks with some friends about what we think Necronominus looks like. And one thing that I brought up from Nate Berch's art on the back of the Alithia package, if you look at that ghoul, like the shape of Necronominus, it looks pretty stretched out. And I had the idea, like, what if they use that buck from Cosmic?
You might be onto something, man. You might be onto something.
And ever since we were talking, I've kind of had that in my head.
That's just literally that's a terrifying buck. That I mean, like I said, that really wicked long legs and arms. It's just like, oh man, that just looks so weird. It's just like, yeah, it's terrifying. Yeah.
Let's see if I find the pictures also, because in the main page we can see a little bit. It's a little bit smaller. Let's see if I can zoom in. Yes, no, I zoom in only the logo. Okay. So yes, we can see a little bit the shape of the body of this guy. Yes, also because looks like a guy with no legs in this picture. Obviously, he's just
he looks like he has no legs, and I think that's cool. Like I think it would be cool to have an option to have a character that doesn't have legs, but also towards the middle, it kind of does look like he has some feet hanging down, and if those are his feet, then he's definitely very long and skinny.
Yes. I think that also because, remember, especially in the Lithia and Poxus wave, the main character is a crazy character in the design standpoints. Also, we got a recently Lithia with this so many arms, is this address that she has really crazy, So when we saw, only in this character we find something crazy. Speaking of the design, so in this Necronominus figure, the figure itself, we got something really crazy, in my opinion. Speaking of the design, really wild, and I think that you're right, Eric, about this possible that we use in some way this body part of this slim and tall body parts as possible can fit. So I think it's possible that. But I try to put you in trouble with this question. If you try to pick something really new, try to anticipate something totally unexpected in this wave, which type of character could be?
Something new that hasn't been done before.
Yes, like they did, for example, with the Dragon Seer last year, or the Genie, something really, really new.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind would be like a zombie. Like they've never made a zombie before, but it fits the bill.
Yeah.
And that's me not being very creative, I guess. But I think that's a quick go-to. I think you guys had it cool when you were talking about some sort of anamorphic character for the Aetheron side. That's something I never thought of. I think that's a really cool out of the box kind of thought.
Eric Lebron, some idea from you?
Something that hasn't been done yet. Wow. Huh. I don't know. I'd like to. Man, that's a tough one. I guess I'd like to see. Not to say that we're lacking in them, but I'd like to see a different scale type of mount, whether it be undead or living. I mean, I'd like to see a different mount, anything other than a horse. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think any other type of animal. I mean, there's tons of them that they could choose from, but I mean, even in a smaller scale, like I don't know, like a small pig or like a, you know what I mean, a sheep or something weird, something that's just out of the ordinary, but in a mount scale that they could put in it. But I mean, they could do anything. They could do a ram. They could do. I mean, there's tons of stuff that they could do for both factions. I mean, some different type of mount other than a horse. I mean, I'd love to see a skeletonized horse, but then again, like I said, they could do it in so many different ways, and just bring any type of scaled mount to life. So I'd like to see some type of mount if it was something that's totally out of the box and different.
Happen now once again, because also in the monitor I can see. They still live. I'm frozen. So my mic is frozen.
Oh, you're frozen?
Yeah,
yes,
you're still live on our side.
There is another thing undead. Is the connection in Italy. It's really undead. So, like a ghost. Works like that. And remember, we are now. Is 2 a.m. and 40. So it's not a time with many people use internet now. No? That works better, however. It's time to do a pick for my about it. It's difficult. I put in trouble also myself. I'm sure there will be. So could be easy to predict because obviously I think it's really obvious that this should be possible, in my opinion, a skeleton horse. But it's something too easy to expect, in my opinion. So to pick something unexpected was the Genie or the Harakagor, the Dragon Seer. I think it's possible. There's something we never saw before in the line. No, we saw only adult character. No, we haven't we didn't see in the past child, something like that. So let's see if will be a smaller character that could be a child. Maybe you talk about Mira about angels. Maybe a child angels or something that is a child. Or also in the bad faction, in the bad guy faction of the Necronominus, a child of a ghost of a child, the reverse, however. So something like that, a child character.
That could be cool, or maybe even like a teenage kind of.
Yes, something like that.
Something like that.
We didn't see so far something like that in the line. It should be a big surprise if happens something like that.
That's a good one.
That's a pretty cool one. Yeah.
Flesh Golem Brutske says
Yeah,
Galvin.
yeah,
Also,
definitely.
it says Undead Vampire. But we got a lot of Vampire in Ilithia. I think they try to do something different right now. And by the way, Ilithia is my favorite wave. Super cool wave. I like, for example, also Paxus because I like Mage, I like Tarnog, I like many characters. But Ilithia is still my favorite. Obviously, we need to have enhance to understand better. But speaking of character standpoints, Ilithia is my favorite because
Yeah,
I like
beautiful,
Vampire,
beautiful wave.
Mhm.
Beautiful Wave. Also, Apharius is something really new. Alder. So I still excited if I think because I got this figure recently, especially also the deluxe figure I like it because we the dwarf, the barbarian, the skeleton with the visor. I think we can get
Yeah,
something similar with different tooling in this wave. A
yeah,
skeleton with a visor removable.
yeah.
So I think
Love the
it's
new part. Love the new parts that came with that wave. So many great new parts with that wave. So many great sculpted parts. Amazing.
yes. I think that for also for the customizer like you guys, the deluxe Legion builder is a big help for you to do something more in your creativity.
Yes, yes,
And by
yes.
the way, in the future, Eric Lebron, you will be in my show to talk only about your custom like I did with Eric Miller because you deserve it also that.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate
I
that.
could have sworn that you had been on a Mr. Allen show before.
No,
Maybe
no,
I'm
no,
wrong.
no,
It's the
Hmm.
first time.
no. First time.
Uh,
Yeah.
Eric's
First,
stuff
it's
is
debut. It's
killer.
debut.
He's a great customizer. I absolutely love his stuff, especially the little time that I got to walk the floor at Legion's Con last year. His booth was one that I saw, 2 or 3 tables down and kind of ran to, and I was like, oh my gosh, these are awesome.
Thank
I
you.
love his stuff. I
Thank you.
really love the gargoyles that you did, and
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
cool stuff.
I don't know. I've been so involved in this in in such a short time. Like my mind just exploded with ideas, and then of course meeting all the different customizers in the cabal, it just sparked so many great ideas and everything. I mean, so it wasn't like I just said, oh, I'm just going to add a little, you know paint to the armor, or this or that. It's like all these great ideas just started coming left and right, and kind of being mentored by Jeremy Gerard to try new ideas and new parts, and adding things, and looking at characters in a totally different way outside of the normal box of what Mythos is kind of held into. It's just like I said, there's so many amazing things that you could do with these characters. I couldn't stop. I just kept trying just new things. So it's like every figure you see on my table, that's the one thing that I try to do is when I come to the show is I try to bring something where each and every single character that's on my table is something completely different from the next one. So it's like, like I said, but that's just the imagination just going wild and just turning loose, and
Cool.
just having fun with it. That's what I love about it.
Because now I move a little bit for another topic. Because in these days, I reflect a little bit about that. A guy likes you, both of you, customized that you built your universe with these figures, and the center points of the center moments of your work is Legion's Con. So you are so far,
Yes.
so close with this moment that you become protagonist, no, like a main character in the community, because you
Yeah.
go there to share with everybody in this community. It's really special, in my opinion. I discovered that because after I do interview, because in this channel is a channel that cover everything. Everything I
Yeah.
did interview with many people, with many tech company, different. But when I go back to home a little bit in this community, because I discovered this community after I discovered the figures. No, I discovered it's totally different because this creativity standpoints. No, so I try to go in your minds, in your that like to be to have a main concert of a main of the premiere of my book. No, when you just go is something like that. I believe for both of you. So tell me something about your feelings before and which type of feeling you will get later after the show. Because, for example, when I did concert in the past, I was super excited at the moment with the crowds. I did the concert also with many big crowds because I was the opera of a popular artist. So you are so excited in the moments, and the moments is super cool. But after the show is a really empty moment, no? After the show, because in the concert you do everything, you do yourself, and later you feel some sadness a little bit. You feel empty inside of you, like you lost everything with the show. So tell me something about both of you in the before and after show. Legion's Con, your feelings.
I mean, the community is still there, and it's I think there's a lot of people that can't go that are going to see a lot of cool new stuff from a bunch of really creative people all at once. So I think there's a lot to talk about afterwards. I'm looking forward to just being able to relax a little bit, because I've been painting and kit bashing and making dioramas and coming up with a display like nonstop for months. And if I could be a little honest, like, I'm kind of tired. So it'll be nice to take a little bit of a break, but I'm sure there's going to be a whole lot to talk about, so it'll still be fun.
Eric Lebron,
I'm right there with Eric 100%. I feel like Legion's Con, I mean, other than the tremendous excitement I have leading up to it of what I'm going to see, of being face to face with fans and all my fellow artists and Cabal members that I've already met and new ones that I'll meet for the first time. Aside from all that, it's just a feeling of relief to finally be able to put my paintbrushes down, put my tools down, walk away from my desk for a week, and just enjoy myself at the show and enjoy everybody's work. And the greatest thing about this is that, I mean, for me, it's the community and how the community kind of just it embraces all of us together as one. And there's no real standout. There's no one that's on the top of the mountain here. You know what I mean? I mean, there are some absolutely amazing artists that we're, surrounded by. And it's just like, and you're just made to feel like you're just one of the group. It's not, no way. I mean, a guy like Nate Barch, I mean, he's doing the he just did the 40th anniversary packaging artwork for the Masters of the Universe. He does all the packaging artwork for Four Horsemen Studios. I mean, that's an astounding accomplishment as an artist. And I'm here just painting action figures. And I'm like, and he's telling me how great my work is. I'm like, what? Like, I mean, it's insane. I mean, and there's so many different aspects of it. You got, Trevor 1/6 Shooter with his amazing photography work. I mean, Eric Miller with his totally out of the box, custom creations, Nikki Nicole Cheney. I mean, Von Berg Studios, Anthony Velez from Noble Bear Customs. I mean, so many amazing minds coming together to create something that's just dedicated to one line. And like I said, and we're all so accepting and so inspired and just cheering each other on. I mean, I've never experienced anything like that and would never imagine it would have been anything like this. For me personally, when I came home, it was kind of weird for me. I kind of fell into like a sense of like depression, because it was like, I guess I just took in so much at last year's Legion's Con, and all I could think of was like, wow, how do I get better? Because I mean, I know I brought some of my best work, and I did the best that I could. It was my first showing in I've never been to a con or never displayed anything of that sort, but I came home and I just thought about all the amazing things that I saw, and I just thought, wow, like, do I really belong here? Do I really need to get back to the desk and start working? And I literally, I said it before, I fell into like almost a depression where I wasn't painting for at least like 3 or 4 months before I picked up my brush again. I was like, and I was just thinking to myself, like, what could I do to even compare to like some of the things I saw there? It just blew me away. I mean, and it's weird too, because it's like Eric says he ran over to my table and was blown away by I was like, are you kidding me? Look at what you're doing. It's like, it's insane. But that's the whole community. It's just, I mean, we're all just completely blown out of the water by each other's work and each other's, thoughts and how our imagination just runs wild with this line. But we all accept each other into the same group. I mean, like I said, and we have no standout people. And the great, like I said, it's great to know that, it's this community that's made it so strong. It's this group of people that's really inspired so many others to come in without any, without any kind of like negativity or apprehensions of like, oh, will I fit in? I mean, everybody comes in and they're so welcomed, and then they realize, wow, I mean, this is like nothing else that's ever been. And like I said, of course, Legions Con is just the high point of that. It's finally reaching that pinnacle of like what we do together, and then bringing it all and opening the doors to the public and bringing in a show like this. It's just amazing, an amazing feeling.
Super cool.
It's something special for sure. We need Mr. Allen at Legions Con.
Yeah, I can't believe you're not coming, Alan. When are you coming out here?
The problem is I'm super busy. It's too many stuff. I hope one day to do that. Also because I saw the little video that Jeremy did in the location of Legions Con. There is a grand piano, so it was perfect.
Oh man, come on! That had your name written all over it, man.
So maybe when I will be in the future, maybe not a piano. So it was perfect. So let's see. Maybe one day in the future, I hope to do that. So, the Mythic Legion song. There we go. Yes, good way to end the show. So guys, now I try to put you both in trouble, because as I did last week, I did a celebration for 2 million of views of this channel. And by the way, right now it's over 2,400,000 views, just to celebrate myself for a few seconds. But,
that's awesome.
Yeah, congratulations.
Because
man. That's amazing.
Thank you. You talk about that you paint every day. I upload video every day. By the way, tonight, still to come, we'll continue my full coverage for London Comic Con, other stuff, guys. So will be more and more videos tonight, because it's a channel of toy news. Also, this one for every brand, for every toy, and so you can understand, you can wonder how busy I am with this channel. Remember, I also a writer, I also a musician. I have a big project with Mythic Legions that's still a secret so far. And I have also another channel, of wrestling channel. Every day I did a live stream for the others. So you can understand how busy I am, because when YouTube become your job, become super busy stuff. However, yes, I think it's a good way to end the show. Now I sing one time the song, the Mythic Legion song, and later both of you, like they did last week, Chris Garwich, Joe Vasapollo, Walter, and also Bill Mancusi, the other guys did for me. Now I sing the song, and later you sing the song with me to end the show together. This is the good, funny way. There we go. I give you the phrase, and then we go to the first time alone, and later we try to do that together to end the show. You got your legions, when you find your factions, you find emotions in a magic world. This is the refrain of the song. So let's try to do this together. 3, 2. You got your legions.
Find your factions.
Find emotions in a magic world. Again,
In a magic world.
World of magic.
Over and over until I hear your voice really clear. 3, 2. You find your
legions.
When you got your factions,
Actions.
you find emotions
emotions
Magic world.
in a
And now
magic
only
world.
Eric Lebron. Only Eric Lebron alone. 3, 2, you find
You find your legions.
Legions,
when you find
factions.
Eric Lebron alone.
I keep forgetting the lyrics. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
I'm
forgot.
trying to write them down as I'm going.
When you find you find your region, when you got your faction, you find the motions in the magic world. This is the
Find
main
emotions
phrase.
in a magic world.
Oh, find emotions. Okay, I got it.
There we go. Now we have, first of all, only Eric Lebron sing the song.
Yes.
Later, only Eric Miller, and then we together and we end the show like that. There we go. Eric Lebron.
Here we go.
3, 2, you find
Find your legions
when
you find your faction.
you
Find
find
your
the
emotions in a magic world.
again, only Eric Lebron. You find your when you
We're never gonna get through this.
We're never gonna get through this.
so it is the turn of Eric Miller. Don't be shy, Eric Miller. It's your turn. You can't escape that. You find your
Legions,
when you
find your factions.
you find
Find
them
emotions
into
in a
magic.
magic world.
There you
Okay,
go.
now together. 3, 2, you find your legions. When you got
Find
your
your
faction.
factions.
You
Find
find
emotion
into
in a
magic.
magic world.
And next week is Legion's gone. And both of you will be there to show your hearts. So guys, happy Legion's gone. And let's see which one of our prediction is right for the way.
You never know.
So before to say goodbye, thank you to both Erics to join the show, guys. I hope you will have a super cool, super fun, super exciting Legion's Con. And for all of you that watch right now, guys, don't forget the next episode of the show, November 7, Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern, my interview with Transformers Hasbro team right here, guys.
Awesome.
Thank you to all
cool.
of you guys. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Eric. Oh, many Eric right here. Thank you, guys, both. Thank you to all of you guys. So long, everybody. Bye, guys.